Welcome to this lab. In this lab, you're going to look at optimizing costs with Google Cloud Storage. Let's activate the Cloud Shell first. Okay, so already activated the Cloud Shell. And see we are logged in or not. Yes. And also we want to see whether we have the project listed correctly. Yes, correct. So in the following diagram, you trigger a Cloud Run function to migrate a storage bucket to a less expensive storage class from a cloud monitoring alerting policy. The task one here is to enable API and download the source code. So we will use this command here. That is to enable the Cloud Scheduler API. That is finished. I can mark task 1 as completed. Next, we will download the source code for the lab using this command. And next, we will set the environment variable and make the repository folder your work directory where you run the command related to the lab. That is also done. Next, we will install the Apache Bench, and which is an open source load generation tool. So this is done. Now we are going to task 2. Task 2 is to create the cloud storage bucket and add a file. Right, we have changed to this migrate storage folder. Now we will create a service bucket. Okay, so with that we have finished our task 2. Now we will need to make the bucket public. So we using the just util command to allow all the users to have access right to the bucket. Now we will try to add a text file to the bucket. Next, confirm that you are able to access the file. So we use the cur command. Right. Yes, we can access. So you will see that output will be displayed here. This is a test. So I can mark this task as completed as well. Now with the second one is we can create a second bucket called the idle bucket that will not serve any data. That's it. Let's mark my progress as succeeded. Now the task 3 is we are going to create a monitoring dashboard. We will go to the console. In the navigation menu, you go to the monitoring. Close this. Yeah, this one, monitoring. So click on the dashboard and we will create a custom dashboard. Let's call this dashboard bucket usage. So you can click here, change this to bucket usage. Right, and we will add a widget and click on the line. So we will give the widget a title called bucket access, which is this one, and we will select a metric called GSC bucket, which is this one, and choose on API request count. Click on apply. To group the metric by the bucket name in the group by drop-down list, you can choose the bucket name. Click OK. So we go to the filter here. By the metric label, we will choose a method. And then in the drop down next to the method, we will select read object. Yep, that's selected. And after that, we will click on apply. So you have configured the cloud monitoring to observe the object access in your bucket. There is no data in the chart because there is no traffic to the cloud storage bucket. So in the task 4, generate load on the serving bucket. Now back to your Cloud Shell. Send the request to the object in the serving bucket. So in the left panel, click on the dashboard and then click the name of the dashboard, bucket usage, to see the bucket access chart. So you need to wait for at least 1 minute for the graph to appear in the bucket usage dashboard. So the AB here is Apache Bench 2 is used for benchmarking HTTP server. The minus N1 10,000 is the total number of requests to perform. Right, I can see there's a line showing up here. So basically, if you don't see it, it's because in your bucket access, if you click on the edit, you make sure you have a method equal to read object. If not, then you choose this again. Moving to task 5, review and deploy the Cloud Run function. So going back to the Cloud Shell, we will enter this command. First, we'll press Ctrl C to stop the sending request, and now we will enter this command. That is to view the Cloud Run function code that migrate a storage bucket to the nearline storage class. So you will see there's the output looks like this. Notice that the Cloud Run function uses the bucket name in the request to change its storage class to nearline. Right, so next we will update the Python script to use project ID. And then next is to disable the Cloud Run function API. That's done. Now we will re-enable the Cloud Run function API. Right, that's done. Now we will export the project number. And then add the artifact registry reader permission for your developer service account. That's done, and we can deploy the Cloud Run function. So say yes for this. And yes again. Okay, so we will capture the trigger URL into the environment. Let me just clear this. So this will be used in the next session, and we'll mark the task 5 to be completed. So moving to task 6, test and validate the alerting automation. So we will update the JSON file with the bucket name, and then we will send a test notification to the Cloud Run function deployed in the incident JSON file. So the output isn't terminated with a new line and therefore is immediately followed by the command prompt. Now we will confirm that the idle bucket was migrated to the near line. Okay, so you will see the outputs right here. That's confirmed. Now I can mark my task 6 as completed. And congratulations, you have finished the lab. You can now end the lab. Thank you.